Welcome to the making of Walking in Their Footsteps, a Patuxent Community. The cell phone audio tour was created as a fun and interactive way to educate the public about Native Americans on the shores of the Patuxent River. The students of the Huntingtown High School archaeology classes of 2009-2010, under the direction of their teacher, Jeff Cunningham, produced the tour in partnership with Jefferson Patterson Park and Museum. To start the process of creating the audio tour, the students first had to learn about the native people of Maryland. In order for the students to obtain an accurate impression of native life 400 years ago, a trip to the museum's Indian village was crucial. The students performed multiple activities, including preparing firewood, starting a fire using various techniques, and grinding corn, much like native people would have done. After getting hands-on experience, the class next toured the Maryland Archaeological Conservation Laboratory at Jefferson Patterson Park and Museum, also known as the MAC Lab. The tour of the MAC Lab enabled students to view artifacts from the period of contact between the first colonists and native people already living in what became Maryland. Students learned about the process of archaeology, such as surveying the land, setting grids, digging, mapping locations of artifacts, and finally, conserving the artifacts for future analysis. The students also used several resources to educate themselves about the native people, including internet databases, the library located in the MAC Lab, and their school library as well. Hours of reading and note-taking left the students well prepared to create the audio tour. In addition to learning about the native people of Maryland, the students had to spend some time learning about audio tours. What makes a good audio tour? What makes it bad? What did we like in other audio tours that we wanted to use in this one? The class visited historic St. Mary's and the U.S. Capitol to try out their tours and reviewed transcripts of tours from other museums. After the class had become familiar with the Native American culture, it was time to interview professional archaeologists and local Native people to learn from their knowledge. The students were in charge of researching and creating questions, setting up and operating the recording equipment, and conducting formal interviews. Transcribing the interviews was a tedious process that the students took on willingly. Several students spent over 20 hours listening to and precisely writing out all that was said during the interviews so that a hard copy of all the information was readily available. Then, a script was created by pulling together information from the research and interviews the students had conducted. After the script was composed, it was time to put a voice to the audio tour. A group of students used the Garrett Music Academy's recording studio, where they read through the script several times until it was just right. Special care was taken when working with the sound quality because the tour heard through a cell phone could sound very different when coming from a computer. The students then helped edit and add music to the soundtrack to create the final sound of the audio tour. To advertise our project, students worked on producing literature about the tour. A press release, rack card, and map showing the stops on the tour were developed for the public. Walking in Their Footsteps, a Patuxent Community, launched on June 23, 2010. In attendance were the students who worked on the project and their parents, their teacher, Jeffrey Cunningham, Kim Popitz, Director of Education, Senator Bernie Fowler, and local media representatives. A ceremony was held where several students received recognition for their work with the project. Afterwards, attendees had the opportunity to take the tour for the very first time. A special thank you is in order to Jefferson Patterson Park and Museum, the 2009-2010 class of Huntingtown High School, Boeing, the Friends of Jefferson Patterson Park and Museum, Garrett Music Academy, an anonymous donor, Jan Seiden of Flute Journey Records, the Fairview branch of the Calvert Library, and Jeff Cunningham. We hope that you have the chance to enjoy the audio tour and listen to the culmination of this special project.